Man, people in life just do not lack common sense at all. So yesterday I was working a temporary side hustle gig at a security job near the Crown Center near my hometown, right? And it was a fun experience. I worked there for a couple days and a couple weekends. I've actually met a lot of friends and it was actually really fun. The days are kind of long at times, but all you got to do is just stand there and just wait for nothing bad to happen and just trying to direct people where they need to go. And it was a pretty cool situation. I was working a Christmas event where they had a giant Christmas tree and had a bunch of lights and everything, and it was really cool, but it does take a while to get to the lights to turn on because you're there as early as 9 in the morning and the lights don't come on till like 6:30, and usually you don't go home until about 10 o'clock at night, but it's easy money and it's fun. Yes, you get to see a bunch of cool things. But holy shit, it is cold outside though where I was at. And yeah, I layered up for like 5 layers of clothing and I'm still freezing. If any of y'all live in the Midwest, you'll know what I'm talking about. So my position was I was guarding the exit, right? Like we have an entrance and an exit, and I can admit that the job did not do a good job preparing for an entrance and exit. Like there was no signs or nothing. But my job was to direct the traffic and keep the crowd like under control by going the right way, right? And while I was trying to lead the traffic, of course, these fucking people, because they're stubborn pieces of shit, a lot of them be trying to argue with me, trying to cause a bunch of conflicts and fights, and they want to be stubborn just so they could get around just a couple seconds faster. I was a very nice and respectful security guard, but goddamn, man, the fucking people are stupid. I literally had a guy when I was talking to him trying to explain why we had to do the exit this way. He was like, "Well, I'm just trying to tell you, blah, 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 blah." And then, of course, you had people trying to criticize you how to block off the gate and shit. And we tried every single way. We had like multiple security guards to make sure people don't go out that way because it's just a straight way, right? But people want to do a fucking, a roundabout turn to get to the entrance. And it's like really close to each other. But it's like, you guys are fucking idiots. Those are for the people to get in, you know? And it's not just like the entrance situation, dude. The general public is just really dumb, I've noticed. Like, it seems like the average human being, when you're outside and especially in the downtown area, they lack no fucking common sense. Like, I remember my first time working there last week, I was actually, checking a bag and I asked the lady to check the bag. And this bitch fucking comes up. She has like a mask on and shit. And she was like really upset because she was trying to get home from the airport. And she literally threw a fucking hissy fit for 10 minutes, all because I did take a quick 5-second glance at a bag just to check for items. I'm like, God damn, man, why are people so sensitive and retarded? Like, of course, I kept my cool and everything, but holy shit, like, the public just really just tries to push people's buttons, don't they? And the sad part is, a lot of them were like the middle-aged older folks, and a lot of them were the ones, were fucking bragging about how like our generation's fucked and everyone's sensitive and shit, but yet they're the fucking idiots that'll also get pissed off just for a simple bag check or just to ask them to lead a certain direction in the right path for a fucking exit. Yeah, our society has always been really bad. I feel like it's gotten worse, but I do think that it's definitely skyrocketed ever since all the dumb shit that's been coming out in like 2020 and beyond. Like, I think it's safe to say that human nature in general is just not very good most of the time. Most of the people in this damn planet are not very good, and it's really sad. And the reason I haven't started my part-time job yet is because when I called Dollar Tree, they're still waiting on my like background check to be processed. So it's taking a while and they're understaffed as shit. And there's only one like manager for that owns the store that knows about this information. So, it does take a while. And the job market in general is just really bad right now. But just in case, I did apply at the best security gig because I got work experience there. And I do actually like the job for the most part. Like besides the people, man, like the actual experience is pretty cool. Like, I am actually a really good people person, too. Like, I do like people, it's just, I just can't stand ignorance, if that makes sense. But, I will say, the public at those security gigs downtown were not the worst. I think the worst type of people I've dealt with in type of, like, a job environment was probably fast food, because retail, honestly, isn't that bad. I've worked in retail for a couple of years, man, and it wasn't terrible at all. Like, most of the work is really not physically demanding at all to me. I also got really strong calves on my legs, and I also like to walk around in general and move my body because I have this weird habit of pacing since I was a kid. It's like childlike energy in a way, but I've always had this tendency to like walk back and forth in my apartment, and I mentioned this before, but it's actually like a really cool perk to have when you're older because it keeps you in shape, and I'm kind of grateful for it, honestly. Like, I had a person at McDonald's throw like a water cup at me because I worked there a few years ago because I needed a job because I was in between at the time, and at the time there was no like temp agency apps for anything for me to kind of fall back on for more money and stuff. So that's why I went there, because I was just to be a stepping stone for like a month or two just to kind of get to a better job, and it did pay off. But god damn, man, those fast food people think you're a fucking bum just for serving them a burger and shit, and of course they're understaffed as shit as well. And I hate to say it, but some of the comment section too I get on my videos, man, like some of them make my fucking brain want to like fall out, because a lot of these takes I get sometimes when I talk about stuff is just really bad. And some people try to give me advice, and I understand some of the advice. Like, the only advice I would take on here is maybe the video game gameplay advice, but a lot like life advice, man, like nah. But it's not very many of the comments I get. Like, a lot of the comments is very positive, and I do appreciate every single one of you and all the people in the COD community that subscribe to me and watch me. You guys are cool as fuck, and I love you guys for that too. Oddly, I noticed a lot of y'all are religious, and I don't have a complete problem with that, you know? Like, if you guys have your own religious values and beliefs, that's fine, but please do not comment on my comment section and call me a sinner just because my lifestyle does not align with yours. Like, honestly, guys, I'm not really religious at all, but I will be open to you guys, you know, commenting your Bible quotes and stuff, because I don't really have a problem reading that, you know? Because I don't try to read every single comment, but I do see them sometimes, and it's fine, like, with that aspect, but please don't call anyone a sinner, because in God's eyes, like you claim, God does not judge, so you shouldn't be judging me either. I am aware that the internet is a very toxic and hostile environment sometimes, and yes, there's a lot of people who also don't lack common sense on there. And the funniest part is, at the security gig, by the way, we all decided to say, fuck it. We all closed the gates, and we all had the customers come in one way and come out the other way without no entrance or exit. And it actually worked out perfectly because we just gave up, and it was fucking funny. But I noticed I've had a couple questions about my job experience, temp agency apps, and my gameplay. And I will say is that if you guys are interested in any type of side hustle for extra money, because you guys need the money, especially if you don't have a job and you don't want to work like a delivery type job, get on an app called InstaWork. It's not perfect, it has its flaws, but there's a lot of shifts you can sign up, and it does sign up like how you would sign up a contract for a W-2 job. And they have like mainly W-2, 1099. It'll tell you what it is, you just gotta read it. In my gameplay, it actually is Modern Warfare 2, but it's modded with the IW4X mod. I've had so many people ask me about that because some people either get the game wrong, or they get massively fucking confused, or they're just like, how do you do it? And yes, look up Modern Warfare 2 IW4X mod, because the game is really fucking dead, and I can't really play with a lot of people online because a lot of it's just online bots. So if you guys are interested, look up Modern Warfare 2 IW4X if you guys want to play online, because I wouldn't mind playing online and reviving this little modded version of the game. I'll leave a link down in the description below so you can get it set up if you guys have a PC. But thank you guys so much for listening. And what are your guys' experience about people? Like, what's your guys' experience about working with the public? If you guys have any interesting ass stories, dude, you should definitely leave them down in the comment section below, because I would love to hear it, dude, because I do like reading stories in the comment section. I do have a couple more stories I want to tell you guys too. And fuck, man, it's just so much fun just to talk to you guys. And just remember, everybody, do not be a people pleaser, and you cannot please everybody, because I used to be a giant people pleaser. Like, satisfy the people that give out the same energy to you, but you also care about them. Like, it's okay to be kind, to have and not receive anything back, but it's also really nice to have, you know, the same reciprocation, because there's a lot of people in this world that'll take advantage of you. Feel free to subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So peace out, dudes.